Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to Four Guys in a Bar podcast, sponsored by Chiefs Blitz and presented by Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. For your mortgage solutions, call Dave today at 816-405-5831. That's 816-405-5831 because he's pretty good. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, your Chiefs Blitz podcast. I am your host, Nick Athan, along with our producer extraordinaire, Mr. Hense Todd, also known as Mr. Bowtie. One of these days, we're going to need to get that story about the whole bow tie thing. Okay. As you can see, I'm in a different location. The GB behind me stands for good boy, because I'm going to be a good boy today and not rip this team too much. So before we get into the show, and bring in our other co-hosts, I want to talk about our sponsor, our Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. Dave is a mortgage solutions specialist. If you need a mortgage, you're looking to refinance your house, you want to give Dave a call at 816-405-5831. The reason you want to call Dave now, even if you're looking at financing a house, or maybe you've got some high debt consolidation, check your prime rate. The prime rate has moved. Every single credit card you own, that interest rate has gone up significantly. So if you're looking to, you've got some equity in your house, or if you're looking to refinance a house, check with Dave. Let him do a check. See if you're in the right position. Even though you might have a good low interest rate, when you got high interest credit cards, it kind of balances itself out of what you're outpouring every month. And we all know that money is tight with everybody, but there is a way to get around it. There's a way to work. And the man that's going to do the work for you is Dave Purdy. You can reach him at 816-405-5831. We love Dave because he is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, Nick, you're a little quick on that one, Nick.
Sorry, guys.
A chance. Skip a beat there.
I'm flying remote today. I'm out of my element. Of course, those are the voices of Mr. Lou Montagna and Mr. Andre Tillman, our co-host for Four Guys in a Bar, presented by Chiefs Blitz, part of Chiefs Blitz Podcast. ChiefsBlitz.com, Chiefs Blitz on Twitter, Chiefs Blitz on Facebook, Chiefs Blitz on Instagram, which Mr. Andre Tillman is going to start running from here on out, which I'm very excited about because he brings a little different flavor and a little different brand to the old school nature in which Lou and I come from. But
absolutely,
we are here today a little early, but we are going to talk about yesterday's game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. And we're going to lament on the greatest football play I think I've ever seen in my entire life, at least for the Chiefs, washed away by about 3 inches or the length of a toenail with the Kadarius Toney penalty. A lot of people bashing Kadarius Toney. I'm going to tell them all to shut up. I'm going to tell them all to stop. This kid is trying so hard to make plays. The Chiefs put so much pressure on him, saying he's a number one receiver and he works hard. He practices hard. He tries his best in games. He's just thinking too much. And at one point, when it comes natural to him, he's going to start making the plays that we're all accustomed to. So, Kadarius, I'm going to show you a little love today and a little respect. Appreciate the effort. It was still a great play. And, hey, no one's talking about the fact that he caught the ball from Travis Kelce. So, hey, there's definitely some positives here. But still a bitter loss for Kansas City.
It is, and a lot of people ain't gonna think about. Hey, you won the Super Bowl without Kadarius Toney.
You would not have won.
Nope. Stay off the kid's back and let him get out there and let him do what he's doing. He's one of my receivers that I want to be, beside Rice and Toney and Ross when he comes back. I want those three to be the receivers. Everybody else could find a way to get better, man. That's all I can say. But again, man, looking at that play, man, looking at this offsides, it happened in Washington, to the Commanders when he pointed at the ref, and the ref, I see the guys do all that. They check with the ref to see if they lined up correctly because, with that helmet on, you can't really see that you actually are lined up offside or not, man, because, all that equipment around you. But again, is it his fault? Should he known that to be offline? But if he checked with the ref, also we shouldn't leave it in the ref hand. So again,
no,
I feel
it's debatable whether he did or not. The all 22 view kind of looks like there's a glance over there. I don't think he got a response, but it wasn't like what Rashee Rice did on the play. He checked with the official. And you can clearly see that in the over 22. So listen, he didn't. That
was going to be the best play of the year. That was going to be the best play.
That would have been the first clip in Travis Kelce's Hall of Fame speech. No question. Patrick was right about that. But we can lament all we want to. The bottom line is, they should never have been in that position that late in the game to even be down. They should have been up. They had plenty of opportunities in the second half. The Bills made some great that throw Josh Allen make, even though that wasn't a catch, to the running back. Clearly, he never had pure control of that football.
I don't know. I don't know why the defensive player didn't just put his hands up in his face. When he was right there. But
that's
all right, guys. All right, listen. Let's get to the meat. All right, let's go and get to the meat, guys. It's fundamentals. Okay, it's
fundamentals. Of course, it is.
Okay. Toney, fundamentally, he's been in the league. He played Pop Warner. He can play high school, college, you name it. He played. You check with the referee first and make sure everything's good, man. And that was on him. Okay, could have been a big play. Mm-hmm. Could have been an awesome play, and it was. But at the same time, that's what we're talking about with this offense right now. The woes, the little things, the little things. Like I said, he ain't the only one that messed up. Taylor. False start penalties. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Rice, he dropped a couple passes. They all dropped a couple. At the end of the day, we know what the issue is, guys. It's not the defense because Diggs didn't really do nothing for real. Davis didn't do nothing for real. Remember, he was throwing the ball. He was throwing the ball to the running backs. Cook had majority of the receiving yards, and he had the touchdown. So honestly, it's not the defense. It's the bad plays and the miscues of that offense. That's it. That's all it was.
I'll put it like
at a referee.
Go ahead, Lou.
Yeah, the defense probably, they played well enough to win just about any game that was played yesterday. Okay, I mean, so I don't think the defense was an issue. And you said that pass that Allen threw. How about the other one on third down where he was under pressure and he just kind of floated it out, kind of like a fall away. And I think it was one of the other receivers, number 11, Hardy, and it was just perfect. And that was kind of on the go ahead field goal.
Yeah, that was critical
drive. Which again, I mean, he made some big plays. He didn't have a big game by any stretch. He didn't wreck the game. You mentioned he was throwing. Kincaid caught some passes. Knox caught a few, but Davis was a ghost. So much so as when he was wide open, Allen missed. He didn't throw it to him, and he didn't see. He didn't see him either, right?
Yeah, there goes his free agent career.
Going back to the Toney thing, though. Again, it is kind of on him. I get it. You're out there. Mind's going 100 miles an hour. He was very close to the ball. But again, you go back to from an officiating standpoint. There's the letter of the law, and then there's how the game is called. You talk about these pass interference calls downfield. And if you see the guys are hand fighting, like the one that Diggs in the end zone where he kind of pulled Snead down.
Yeah, why was that a defensive penalty?
So again, they're hand fighting, let them play, no call. It's if somebody gains an advantage, what advantage did Kadarius Toney gain by his toe being over the line? He's not a pass rusher. He's not impacting the play. So again, a call's a call. That's fine. The official that threw the flag had no idea what was going to happen downfield. Okay. Right, I mean, he just throws the flag. Now, could they have huddled and said, you know what? That's probably a BS call. Let's just pick up the flag. Maybe they could have done that. But again, that we're just, we're splitting hairs here.
And again,
but I just wanted to make that point is where he didn't really gain an advantage. And also to Kadarius Toney's credit, he trailed the play. The ball wasn't thrown to him. Kelsey's running downfield. So whether he was running down to block or just like, hey, here I am, I'm open. Now, Travis has done that before. It hasn't always worked. It never worked like that. But 2 points there. One, he really never gained an advantage. Two, yes, he was right by the ball. He should have known where he was. And the referees just decided, hey, we're throwing the flag.
Real quick, boss, real quick, because I got some guys on the comment section that's going in real quick. Okay, MT Trahan, I'm calling MT. All right, she says you can't blame the loss totally on Toney. These refs need to be held accountable for poor calls. Just not just this game. They've been in so many games this year, and that's true enough. And Vincent, the salsa man, says Von Miller was in the neutral zone. Yeah, and the case may be. But at the same time, we can't blame it on the referee, guys. We can't really put it all on the ref.
When you're constantly in close games, that's when it comes up. That's the only time these calls come up is when the games are so tight. And it's so close, and it's a one-score game. It's easy to look back at this call, that one, just because they score on the play, and it's like you're gonna take it away for this.
Hey, the Chiefs, and fairness, Tony foot was offsides, or his toe, or his toenail, whatever it was offsides. Okay, it doesn't matter. Because the Chiefs had 2 extra tries after that, right?
It was first down.
They had 2 extra tries, and they still couldn't move the ball. Play calling was horrible at the last 2 calls at the play of that. You know what I mean? And not just because of that, the Chiefs also had the ball again. They punted it off after a turnover, right? Right over a turnover, they punted the ball away. Right. You know what I mean? A big play, they punted the ball right away, right again. But let's see what before we get back into it. What's your take on what Andy Reid? I never seen Andy Reid call out the officials, but this game he did. What's your take, Nick? What you got to say about that?
Well, I wrote that in my column today. I don't have a problem with Andy and Patrick. That this was a conversation that needed to be had. It was something he needed to make public, both of them. This is an ongoing issue. It's not just the Chiefs. Myles Garrett yesterday, in a win for the Browns, said how awful the officiating was. And I think when you look at the frustration on Andy, you look at the frustration on Patrick, you look at the fact that they're sitting at 8-5, which none of us thought was going to be the case. And for them to just tell us all how we feel. I mean, I'm thankful for it. If this doesn't wake them the F up, nothing will. I mean, if they don't carry this chip, that it's us against everybody else now, they have put themselves in a position to where they are now the target of every NFL team, any referee unit, every opposing team, opposing fan bases. Even Stephen A. Smith, Mr. Loudmouth himself, went out there and, was criticizing them this morning, saying it's embarrassing. Why is it embarrassing?
He's embarrassing.
Why don't you just why these guys are human? I mean, they just played a game and
his hairline is embarrassing.
And even the play that they were discussing, that wasn't the reference. If you listen to what Patrick said in particular is, late in games, this has been a problem. It's not just, he said he kept his mouth shut after the Packers game. He didn't want to keep his mouth shut anymore. And he's right. And players around the league are doing this, and the NFL sits on its hands. And now they're going to, quote unquote, start investigating some of these crews. Well, unless you fire them, no one's going to get the message. And their union is as strong as Major League Baseball's. It's not going to be broken. They can't force any firings. It was pulling teeth to get them in the last negotiations to put some of these guys out to pasture that were in their 60s and 70s trying to run with these stallions on the field and make plays. And I'm sorry, you got to have a better.
No, we ain't talk about a Megan either.
Yeah, no, you got to look at the totality of the situation.
I caught that one.
I know Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes went public. Myles Garrett did it yesterday. Other players have been saying it for the last 3 months. And the NFL now is starting to take process. There's 4 games left. And of the 10 AFC teams, I bet you one of these bad calls is going to cost someone the postseason. Yeah, and it's going to happen. And, Roger Goodell and the owners have to get together. The head of the referees, the umpire referee union has got to acknowledge that there's mistakes being made. They have the technology. They have the money. Fix the damn problem. But for Andy and Patrick to go out there and say, usually he gets a warning about what happened, with the line of scrimmage. And technically that's been the case. They talk to the officials before the game and say, hey, give us a warning. Let us know, if this is something that's going on. They said this call to defend themselves with Carl Chever's Cruz was blatant. It was egregious, whatever the hell that means. The bottom line is he was still offside. And I got no problem with Andy and Patrick, fuming and publicly stating what we're all thinking and saying. And I think they were still pretty polite about it. They should have just said the refs suck.
And it's the same referee crew that always penalize the Chiefs heavy.
Yeah, but
Ain't the same crew. I think it is.
They were the Super Bowl crew, and they did the Chiefs pretty good that game. There were no issues there. They let them play, except for the last call, and that's the flag that was on Williams was the same flag that from the same side judge that threw it, for Juju Smith-Schuster. So, it was consistent there, but at the end of the day, it's still none of it matters.
Guys, I'm telling you what it is. It's old school football, guys. We all missed that old school football. Let them play, man. If we're fighting like me, receiver and cornerback, right? DB and receiver, we fighting. We battling.
Right.
We battling, man. Come on, bro. We battling, man. Don't because what happens is you can't throw a flag now. We're both hand fighting. It's whoever get the ball now. Honestly, let it go back to the old school football, man. Come on, because now it's getting so ticky-tack to where people ain't starting to question.
If we're gonna go back old school football, the Chiefs need to go get DK Metcalf. Yeah, I think he gonna toss some DK.
DK's a crybaby. DK's a crybaby though.
We don't want no crybaby. Yesterday.
Yeah, a crybaby. But honestly though, we need that old school style of football back, guys. Not
never
question
gonna
the
happen.
hits. Now I know, Nick. I question the hits. I get the hits. Hit between the chest, within the ramification. I get that. But if it's a bang bang play, that'll be a bang bang play. It's football.
So would you say this, Coach Dre? At the last 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, let it just be.
Let it be.
Let the last 2 minutes at the fourth quarter, let it be.
Let it be.
Let it be. Would you say that? Because the CBS reporter said they seen Toney. They seen Toney gave the thumbs up. He gave the thumbs up to the refs. He let them know that, hey, is I'm offside or offside, whatever. I'm checking in with you. And they gave him the thumbs up. And they let the play go. And then they threw the flag right at him. The same thing that happened over there in Washington with the Washington Commanders. Same thing that happened to Toney. But Toney got to know that he's
it's still on Toney.
It's still got lines up with
Toney, guys. It's still on Toney.
And like Josh Allen said, he said that might have been the craziest play I ever seen in my entire life, but it wasn't the play that never got to stand. It's always going to be known as the play that
never was. The play that never was, man. The play that never was, man. Yeah.
That's right.
But the thing, but as you looking at this,
okay.
As you're looking at this, no, is this going to be the screenshots that actually hunts the Chiefs? Is it going to be the screenshots that actually hunts the Chiefs fans? Man, looking at this, look at that D Ford causing us the offsides. We go to the Super Bowl, and then you got this offside by a toe inch and a toenail.
I think the first one. I think it's the first one. I think it's the first one. The first one hit hard because we were going to the Super Bowl.
They'd have gone to the Super Bowl, and that
one hit harder. Yeah,
they picked off the pass again. But both big plays happened after the infraction, right? I mean, you didn't know that's what was going to happen, but the bottom line is, hey, if it's offside, it's offside. But I think I was reading something or heard something today. The last time the Chiefs were called for an offensive offside was 1995.
Yeah, Jeff Grizzled or
now does that mean that's the only time they did it? Probably not. I'm sure somebody just just messed up, or maybe the referee didn't give him the high sign or whatever. Right. But and again, we can keep going over that. you hope that isn't the case, because if they gave him the thumbs up and they still threw the flag, I think they did that against Terry McLaurin, is the one that Hense was referring to, is, that's just, now that's bad. Okay. I mean, if that happened, we don't know for sure. You're hearing various reports, things that were deleted, or they said they did, but they didn't. And it was just, so that play aside, here we are. And again, I was thinking back, and Nick, you guys may remember this. It wasn't that, to me, that long ago. In the mid 90s, when the Houston Rockets were really good, they won a couple of championships. They had Akeem, they had Clyde, Kenny Smith, Sam Cassell. I mean, they were really good one year, and they won it. They came back the next year, and I think maybe they ended up like 48-34 was their overall record. They limp into the playoffs, but somehow they get to the finals and they win.
Yeah.
And it just harkened me back to Coach Rudy Tomjanovich saying, never underestimate the heart of a champion.
Yes.
So let's get to the tournament and let the chips fall where they may.
What you say, Lou? Let's get to the dance first. Let's get to the dance.
Let the cream rise, because right now all these teams, the bunch that we're seeing in the AFC, you really can't say any of these teams outside maybe Baltimore to some degree, but they aren't proven in the postseason. That's where the Chiefs' experience is going to come through, and you hope that it doesn't come down to one of these plays where the referees have the ability to throw a flag and kind of mess it up. You just hope that the Chiefs are a little bit more buttoned up once the playoffs start. But that I just wanted to mention that was the first thought in my mind, was like going back to Rudy T, and just after it was all over, and everybody kind of had shot holes through them, and they're done, whatever.
Yeah, I think they were the 8th seed, if I'm not mistaken.
They were not very high seed for sure.
Yeah.
And they went on a roll, and they did what they had to do, and that was one of the great moments.
You know what, crazy guys? Honestly, go ahead, Bo.
I'll put it like this, man. It's probably the narrative that the NFL wants to see the Chiefs on the road. They don't want to see the Chiefs host
probably
the AFC Championship again. They want Patrick Mahomes to have that, because to me, it's looking like the Buccaneers when the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. Honestly, they ain't had the big head mistakes that the receivers are making. But some fans out here, shout out to Sam, they out here, they are done with the Chiefs wide receivers and done with the coordinators, man. And they saying that the Chiefs wide receivers are acting like these puppets out here that's out here making noise and stuff like that. But I'll put it like this. The fans are really upset. But can you say the fans are really upset, have the right to be upset? Or this is just, could it be just a Super Bowl hangover, guys?
Maybe, to me, honestly, to answer that question, it's more like, let's call it what it is. Chiefs have a little bit of arrogance in the sense of, because they've been there, and I feel like some players feel like we should be on top. Like there's nobody that can really deal with us. It's kind of like it's a slight bit of arrogance / confidence in a sense, though, right? But to me, it's like this. You gotta understand, and I told everybody this. The Chiefs are a target. They've been a target for the last 2 years. They've been a target. Tom Brady was a target. Guys, if you understand about being a Super Bowl champion, you are a target. Everybody focus on you now, right? You're on top of the mountain. We got to get you. So what happens is the defenses, they scout. They scout very well. They scout extremely well. So to me, honestly, I think the announcer has stated last night is these teams are playing Kansas City man-to-man.
Right.
They don't trust the fact that they can get open. They're playing Kansas City man-to-man now. So until they beat man-to-man coverage, that's going to be the blueprint to beat Kansas City.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's a Super Bowl hangover that they're going through. I think it's a product of their success. I also think it's a product of their salary cap. We can all get upset about the fact, we didn't get DeAndre Hopkins, who got an insane amount of money from the Titans. No, they were the only team willing to pay him. The Juju Smith-Schuster stuff we're going to hear all week long because they're playing the Patriots. He had a bum knee. There wasn't anybody in the radar of offering him a 3-year, $30 million deal. The Chiefs offered him a better deal than they did the year before. And, he hasn't really had a whole lot of success now. He's got garbage quarterbacks, and that certainly hasn't helped. But, this is, to me, when you win a Super Bowl and then you somehow win a second with a completely new roster, now you've got to, how do you maintain it? And that's what Brett Veach and Andy Reid are learning. And I think the biggest thing is, how do you maintain the potential of being complacent or not giving your all or not being focused during the regular season when all you think about is winning the Super Bowl and getting into the tournament, as Lou said. And that's going to be the biggest challenge for both Andy Reid and Brett Veach, and even Clark Hunt to some degree. Who do I pay? Who don't I pay? I mean, I pay Snead right now over Jones. I think he's more valuable to the team. I think you make sure Nick Bolton is happy. I think Drew Trackwell needs to be part of this team. I don't think you pay Willie Gay. You
pay Willie Gay.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they can.
I think Willie Gay is one of the best linebackers. I think he's better than True.
I know, but I just don't think they're going to pay him.
Hello.
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to pay him.
Disagree with that one, money.
That's the problem right now. Next year, the cap's going up at least $20 million. They probably had 39 or 40 million before that. So they're going to have enough room to add a free agent like T. Higgins, and I'm going to bounce T. Higgins until March 15th. March 15th, when they probably don't sign him, but he's still going to be my number one target. But listen, guys, they built this team the best they could. Had Chris Jones played ball earlier and restructured his contract, taken a 3-year deal on the table that would have guaranteed him some $75-80 million, and he turned it down, then the Chiefs probably would have gotten a high-profile receiver. They just don't have the money, and they had to take care of Patrick and restructure his deal because all these other talents were getting paid more than him. So if you want to blame anybody, it's the fact that the salary cap prohibited them from going out there and getting the kind of wide receiver that this team needed. It's not like they didn't try.
Nah.
I'm telling you.
Tough choices are going to have to be made, right?
Right. Yeah, it's a salary cap, but
you can't sign everybody.
You can't pass on good talented wide receivers as in the draft. You couldn't pass on George Pickens. You couldn't pass on. You should have passed on DK when you chose Nico Hartman. You couldn't pass on George Pickens when you chose Scott Moore. I'll just put it like that. I'm not
disputing that. Nobody's disputing that.
The Chiefs aren't the only team that passed on him, though, Hense. I mean, if you're talking about DK had a serious neck problem that I don't think they were willing to go to the second round. Now it worked out, but I don't think the gamble was worth it. If you want to mention anybody, I think the fact that Terry McLaurin fell to the third round, where you had the entire league passed on him twice. Yeah. Okay. So it's not just the Chiefs scouting or, who they picked. McCole Hardman. I mean, you can go through that whole class, and there's a bunch of second rounders that have done fairly well. In terms of Pickens has issues. Okay, he's a great talent.
He just want to win. That's all.
He has a great talent.
Want to win, can't get separation.
But we've got some issues there, whether it's mentally or just his makeup or whatever. And you see what's happening in Pittsburgh. Now, granted, he doesn't have a great quarterback, but again, all these red flags are things that they find, before the draft. I don't think they make these picks lightly. And again, you are going to miss on some, but they hit on a ton of them, right? All these defensive players, they've done pretty well with. So,
I know my defense.
They are probably going to draft another wide receiver or two coming up in this coming year. Again, as far as this team, I mean, outside of DeAndre Hopkins, who was available that was really that good, and D Hop has had maybe 2 or 3 good games in Tennessee. Not to say he wouldn't be better with the Chiefs. I don't know that. And to put out that kind of money and now really in danger re-signing Snead or some of these other guys, you just can't do it. So I mean, again, I hear your point that they missed out. Perhaps
I didn't say
a big name target, but they're thinking 2, 3, 4 years down the road.
I said the draft. But speaking of opportunities that you don't want to miss out on, you don't want to miss out on Eric Haynes. let's get it right into our next.
Damn right you don't.
No, you certainly don't. You certainly don't. All right, our next sponsor is Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. He's your real estate advisor. You can reach him at 816-729-3785. Email esaleskc@gmail.com. If you're looking for a house, it's the holiday time. I know market is a little slow, but if you're driving around and you see a place, don't have a realtor, give Eric a call at 816-729-3785. If you're relocating out of the city, want to sell your house and looking to buy a house in another market, let Eric consult, and he'll take care of everything for you. It doesn't matter if you get a Travis Kelce mansion or a $100,000 house, you're going to get the same exact person that Eric Haynes is. He's going to make sure that every I is dotted, every T is crossed, and you're in a position where he takes care of you from the second you look at your new house to closing. He is your guy. Give Eric Haynes a call at 816-729-3785. And we also like Eric because he is
proud sponsor of Chief Who.
There you go. We leave no stones. No stones. No stones unturned here.
You just throw that alley-oop, Nick. Keep throwing the alley-oop.
I hear that, money. That's right.
But again, guys. But again, looking at this, this team, man. What happened in the media room yesterday? The sky was actually falling. The ceiling fell down on the media team. Chris Jones walked off.
Any of those guys get hit?
Everything just went wrong with the Chiefs yesterday. So what?
Send that to the new stadium.
You're telling me that? Yeah, you're telling me they don't
new stadium people.
Yeah,
this place is falling apart.
Yeah, that's it right there. That just tells you right there they got to build a new one.
But again, man. Go ahead, Lou.
I was gonna say, other than that, I mean, Coach Reed was just kind of salty all the way around. Outside of just saying how disappointing what I guess we're flipping back a little bit now, but it just hit me when I saw the room. Whereas somebody asked a question about the play that Kelce made right after they had talked about the officiating and how it was an embarrassment for the league, which I think was much stronger than it. I mean, for Coach Reed, kind of almost like the dean or the assistant dean of coaches, to say that the way he did was just spoke volumes. And then somebody followed up well, what did you think of Travis's play? Is that unscripted or whatever? Goes, I can't believe you're asking me that right now.
Yeah, I know who it was, and they've got a long history with that radio station.
Next question. And then there was another one. Next question. I mean, we got Sean Payton here. What's going on? So that picture. Thanks for throwing that up there. That reminds me of that. It was where Coach was. He was a little perturbed. So maybe
it was the ghosts of the stadium past players telling the media to just shut up. But I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know. But again, looking at stuff like that, it just seems like everything is happening around my team. And we got to start a little prayer circle around them, and I feel like everything will get better. But what you gotta believe is this, guys. Like I posted yesterday, everybody's disappointed right now. Everybody's disappointed. Everybody's upset. Everybody's just mad about everything. But you got to remember that we are the champions. We did see a parade. We did see a trophy bid raised. We do have the still the best quarterback in the league. We still have the best head coach in the league.
We're living in the moment, Hence. We're in the moment right now.
Like Lou said on the show today. He said once they get in the tournament, it's a wrap. Who wants to see the Chiefs when they get in the tournament? If they get hot and they figure everything out. What team in that?
That'll be the narrative.
What team in this tournament to want to see the Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid coming into the playoffs and Spags on top of that? What team wants to see that? What team wants to see?
It's like King James, right? When LeBron James, right? Everybody was saying he's old age for the Lakers, getting old. Let that man get into the dance. And what did LeBron James do? Got into the dance and won it. LeBron like this. Let him win enough to get to the dance. Let me get to the dance. Then I can go ahead and blossom. It's kind of like the Chiefs mentality right now, guys. Honestly, does it really matter what record it is right now? Big Chiefs can go on the road, go home. Right now, we've been spoiled because the Chiefs been at home long as Andy Reid and Mahomes been together. They've been at home. Now,
Coach Drake, they do got to watch out for the Broncos. Broncos are 1 game back now. Who seen this coming? Nobody seen this coming. The Broncos are 1 game back.
Statistically speaking, they have a 9.1% chance to win the AFC West.
Right. So
if Kansas City wins 2 more games, that's the magic number.
Absolutely.
I think they're going to win those 2 games.
I'm saying that. Do y'all trust Kansas City on the road? Honestly, do y'all trust Kansas City?
They'll play better.
I don't think.
Like I said, everyone is disappointed with the back-to-back losses here. Everybody is disappointed, but you got to remember that we have the best quarterback, best head coach, and it's all right. It's all right. It's just like a breakup, right? It's okay to be sad. You know what I mean? Like you snub your toe at the end of the bed or hit your chin at the end, your little shin at the end of the bed. It's okay. It's going to hurt. Yeah. But the next day you got to know to get back up and like, hey, I still got to go to work.
It's going to hurt like an SOB. It's going to hurt.
Right now, what's hurting the Chiefs right now is the toe. The toe was offside line. It was offside.
Is it the big toe or is it the big toe or is it the pinky toe? Is the pinky toe hurt worse than the pinky toe?
I don't think it was the pinky toe. I'm not sure.
The pinky toe hurt, bro. It lingers. Hey, that lingers, bro.
Absolutely. That was the big toe.
Linger for a little bit, bro.
Oh, man.
Nick said, no, I don't think it was the.
So
I'm not going there.
So Chiefs fans, let this be your therapy session number 5. Number 5 of the season, unfortunately. It's just difficult. You're never. I think they have as good a chance to win road games as they do home games just because of the way they play and how good the defense is, especially this team this year. So I don't think that's like a huge issue. Now, if they have to go on the road for several games, like it looks like they might. Again, my confidence is always high. The thing that I think people are disappointed most is that it just doesn't look the same. And they're having trouble scoring points. And that's never been an issue. Right.
Look, can you do me a favor?
It's very difficult.
When you're talking to the Chiefs fans, just turn around and just look right at the flag that's behind you and just talk to them. Just talk to them. Let them know.
Super Bowl champions,
we're still Super Bowl champions.
Let's go.
It's still at the day. We still Super Bowl champions. We still got to see that parade.
And you could go into like an Eagles chat room right now. The sky is falling. We're done. The San Francisco lost 3 games in a row earlier this year.
Everybody said they were done.
Yeah, I mean the Eagles are kind of in a rut right now. Jalen Hurts, they didn't score a touchdown last night. I mean it was
killed my fantasy team.
Ugly. So again,
right, guys,
I hate to say it's a Me Too thing, but if we just see some semblance of consistency on offense, or you see like them kind of stack plays in a row where it looks okay, this is the offense, right? Forget about the play calling or whatever the play is. There's going to be open guys, right? Got to protect. Can't be holding. Can't be lining up off sides. It's going to happen. So let's go. I mean,
guys were open. Guys were open all game long.
Right. So again, it's whether it's protection. Patrick didn't see them. I mean, obviously, we saw a couple plays where Josh didn't see wide open guys. It happened. The quarterback's got the ball in his hands. There's 8 or 10 guys in front of him, 300 pounds. Yes, maybe it's easy to see from the comfort of your couch, or maybe after the fact in an all 22 situation, but they have to see it too. And sometimes they don't because pressure's coming this way or that way. Their vision is impaired, whatever. They locked on to a different receiver. Right. So, but I'm confident either way, home or away.
Listen to me. I'm definitely confident in Kansas City as far as the offense goes because we can run the ball fairly well, guys. It's just the fact of can we just catch the ball, guys? Just catch the ball. When you get your opportunity, just make a play on the ball. That's all. Just make a play, guys.
Yeah,
Because
catch
the
first.
fans-
Catch first.
What are the game saying in the
the
chat?
gang. And real quick. My man John H says this. Mahomes' frustration complaining about the refs is a culmination. Culmination of things like last week. I know DBI flag, right? Okay, I get that. Could affect the outcome of the game. He was mugged. But the week, what did he say? But this week, an offside, right? Which was legit call. A flag was thrown, but the foot was over the line. Had no effect on the outcome of the play. Which again, so dig it. So dig it, guys. Again, it's on us. The defense didn't do nothing to us. It's on us.
It's listen. There's no question that he was guilty, as seen by everybody. There's no longer a single ounce of dispute. But Patrick makes a good point, and so and John emphasizes it. It didn't affect the outcome of the play. Maybe as part of the understanding of revamping the officiating system does it affect the play? Like the holding call on Williams, did it affect the play? No, he was never a target. The ball wasn't thrown that way. The interpretation of rules is different by every referee and umpire. And I actually had one reach out to me when I said that. And he goes, well, that's their job. I said, yes, it's their job to do it consistently the same way as everyone else does it. Cheevers, maybe his crew views penalties a certain way, whereas another group says, well, I consider this, this is how I see it. But, maybe that's something they change. Maybe that's something they address, like pass interference penalty. You can't call pass interference when the ball's 10 yards over the guy's head and he can't catch it.
You can't.
But they do it. But some crews do it. And some crews don't call things in 2 minutes that are blatant. Now, this was a blatant penalty. I'm not going to deny it. And I'm also not going to, like I said in the beginning of the show, I'm going to be a good boy, as my GB says back there. And Kadarius Toney, I am not blaming Kadarius Toney for the loss. We would not have won the Super Bowl last year without him. He made two of the biggest plays in Chiefs
one of my
history.
favorite players.
In Chiefs history, he almost was part of the third greatest play.
We love you, Tony.
But
you're
you're
my
not going
boy, Tony.
Yeah. No,
That's
he's
right.
going to be just fine.
Both says that. Yeah, it's all
He
both
was
sides.
very valuable last year. This year, not so much.
Not so. He's just not. He's got a lot of pressure on him, and
But
we've done it too. We've put a lot of pressure on him as well. He's off social media because he doesn't want to hear it.
Can we get James some credit? James looked like a legitimate slot receiver out there. I like James. James did good on special teams too. James did good on special teams. I like James.
He'll get more touches.
I like James.
And you notice
player.
Sky Moore didn't get that many reps, and MVS didn't get that many reps. And
you know why? You know why they didn't get that many reps? Y'all know why? Because it's one guy that's coming back.
Everybody now, come on. Give me some nice, good Matthew McConaughey there. Look at that. Look at Coach Reed. Is that Justin Jefferson behind him? What's he doing in there?
Oh,
there's young Joker. There's young Joker. Look at him smiling.
Here he comes. He's coming back.
He's eligible today. Back. He's in the building.
He's eligible today. He's in the building. He was the preseason hype. The Chiefs media team hyped him up. It's time to release the guy.
I'll have to repeat myself here for those of you that weren't listening to the Bowtie Show over the weekend. He was fitted for and given a gold jacket by my friends here, who now have compared him to T. Higgins, which, okay, they're both at Clemson. He came in much more heralded. The injury slowed him down. So
just like DK.
The story still isn't completely written. Well, yeah, DK went in the second round. Justin was an undrafted free
As far as injuries go, Lou. Remember,
they were both, absolutely,
okay.
both injured.
But
Absolutely.
he's back, guys. So we're gonna do it.
Yeah, let's go. Justin Ross in the Hall of Fame. We'll see once he scores that first touchdown if they put him in the Ring of Honor at Arrowhead.
I'm hoping one touchdown by my guy Ross, man. Please, one beautiful highlight.
Hey, if it's one touchdown in the end zone, Chiefs fans, Chiefs Twitter is going nuts. It's going to go crazy. The Savior is here.
I was banging the drum. I was banging the drum for him too. So I'm just giving you guys a hard time. Man. But I love me some Justin Ross.
Yeah. I want to give out a shout out to Hense because I want to say one thing about your boy Rashee Rice. What I thought was the most impressive thing yesterday was the first attempt of Mahomes trying to throw him that touchdown in the back of the end zone. He curved his route upwards. And Patrick said to him, cut across. What did he do the next time they were in the red zone? He ran the play exactly the way Patrick Mahomes told him to, and it resulted in a touchdown. That's the kind of detail
listening
that Tony,
skills,
MVS, Richie, they need to lead by Rashee's example the next 4 weeks in the regular season and the next probably four to 5 weeks in the postseason to get to Las Vegas. To me, if Justin Ross gets an opportunity, if the Chiefs allow him to come back, it can't hurt. McCole Hardman's going to be out for at least 2 more weeks. And, they pump this kid up and maybe they can salvage him. But I'm with you, Bowtie. I hope they give him a chance and he's in football shape and he's come in with an attitude that he's going to get a second chance from an organization that also, like they did with Toney, put a lot of pressure on him. And he has struggled to learn the offense, but this is a very complicated offense. He doesn't have to do much. He can run some basic routes, and he can find a little bit of success. Well, they could do that too. They could just basically say, here, this is what MVS did. He just ran straight. Just stay in a straight line. I'll get the ball to you.
If the guy throwing the ball tells you to run a route a certain way, run the route that way. You might get
but
one.
even MVS gets pulled in the game because he didn't run that route right. It would have been a first down. The Chiefs ended up punting on that drive, and he went into the wrong spot.
It's
also in the last 2 plays of their game, man. If I can just look Andy Reid in the face, if he just see this show, just like, please, can you please, for the love of God, stop taking out Rashee Rice and putting in these. He took out Rashee Rice and put in Scott Moore and
he took Rice and Kelsey out after that play. He took Rice, Kelsey.
Like, what are we doing? This is the last drive of the game. You got to put the guys that's in there that's going to draw attention. And I would never, even though Tony was outside, I told my son, I said I would never took him out there right there. I was like, okay, you outside, I'm going right back to you. You guys to get these, to get these yards back that you got the 5 yards off us. You got to get these 5 yards back when you get back in there.
Absolutely true enough, but guys, it's the play calling down the stretch that got to get better too, man. I mean, we got to put a lot of pressure on Reed too, man. It's the play calling down the stretch.
Andy will fix it. Andy will fix that part of it. Patrick will fix the other part of it. And Spags won't play. Spags won't play prevent defense on the last drive of a game anymore.
I think after this game, even though it was a loss, I think this game, from Dove in my heart, I feel it in my soul that, I posted yesterday, everybody else better watch out because I never see Patrick Mahomes dead height. Everybody else better watch out because he's gonna
everybody with a zero shirt on. You hear me?
I feel like this if they do, I think you see this practice, you're gonna see less stats from other people. You're gonna see Patrick Mahomes actually take advantage of this, take a heed of this offense and start putting in receivers that he won't, he want in there. And I feel like he's gonna put.
Well, I
feel like this is going to happen.
You got to believe Patrick has input on the game plan and who he wants in for different packages, don't you think? I mean, I think he's earned that over the years.
Honestly, guys, no. This is his breaking point. Everybody have a breaking point where now.
Well, now it's time.
But I think
it's time. Even beforehand, he was getting input on game plan.
It's time for Patrick to become Tom Brady.
Take off the
Sunday-
training wheels. Take off the
Sunday
training wheels.
was the moment. The training wheels are off.
Yep.
The reliance on other people is done. What you're going to see from Patrick Mahomes, if he's truly going to win another Super Bowl in Kansas City, okay? And I say that only because of the 50-year gap. Anything is possible.
Right.
He's got to be Tom Brady. He's got to go to Randy Moss and say, I need you. You're coming. You're playing here. I'm going to drag you on the plane. I'm going to put you in front of the owner. You're going to sign a contract, and you're going to come play for me. In the offseason, he has to do the same thing. What did he do with his offensive coordinator? Josh McDaniels. He told him how the offense was going to run. He told him which guys to play. This is what Patrick has to do. He's such a good person. He's such a team guy. But now the responsibility is on his shoulders. And he obviously, after yesterday, I think he's going to take it. He's going to run with it. I think you're going to see a different Chiefs team in December and January, and hopefully playing in February.
I believe that.
This was a good loss to light the fire on a franchise that has lost its way and not been driven enough to get through the regular season as they should. They're not hungry. They're hungry now, and they're also a little desperate.
Do you think maybe Patrick was more deferential in the past because everything was working? I mean, I don't know that he really
didn't question anything.
Had a reason to really, and like you said, I mean, yesterday, I think it just finally all came to a head. Hopefully that the rest of the team sees the leader and says, wait a second, if he's this frustrated and it's probably because of us, does that put too much pressure on the young receivers, or does it bring up, and I'm not saying to give an answer here, but
I have an answer.
Or does it inspire them and say, listen, we got to buckle down. I mean, this is it, guys. I mean, we can't, we're not just going to show up in these red jerseys and they give us the game. We have to go out and make the plays.
I'll give you the perfect example. Sean McDermott. Look at how that team rallied around him yesterday. And if you saw the post game in the locker room, they rallied around their coach, who was just crucified this past week with stuff that was not only factual, true, and even McDermott acknowledged it. And what did the Bills do? The one thing I feared the most heading into this game is they rallied around their coach. Their coach made some brilliant decisions defensively, made a lot of adjustments in the second half, and they rallied around him. To lose point, if I'm a Justin Ross with a second chance, if I'm a Rashee Rice with an opportunity to be the number one, if I'm Kadarius Toney, he's going to get another chance. If I'm the right tackle, left tackle, center, guard, even Travis Kelce, all the way down to the entire 53-man roster, it's time to help Patrick. Instead of making Patrick do everything. And that's the biggest mistake this organization has done this year. They've wasted a year, and now he's going to have to fight, scratch, and crawl and do things because other people haven't done them. And you know what? For the first time in the 6 years he's been a starter, that's the first time I've seen Patrick Mahomes where I can truly say he is like Tom Brady. Tom Brady used to ride referees and umpires off the field, verbally assaulting them into the locker room. And people say they're losing respect for Patrick. I gained more respect for Patrick for what happened yesterday after the game than any Super Bowl, because now everybody understands what the problem is, and he's willing to take control of it. And I guarantee you the conversations after the game last night and the ones that he had with Andy Reid this morning were probably a lot more direct than in the past. And I hope he doesn't come out with this him-haw kind of, let's play the good boy, good soldier thing in the press conference on Wednesday. I want to see him still fired up.
You want to say that fire?
What we do though, have footage of, Justin Ross is coming back again. He's talking to the people in the locker room. Let's see what he got to say.
You just love this.
Who's the guy that looks just like Justin Jefferson, Hense? Who is that? The one with the sunglasses. Where is he
That's
at?
Rasheed Rice.
Rasheed Rice.
Is he got the? Is that him? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Rasheed.
He's got the. Okay. Look, Travis's wife is there. Hey, did you guys hear Tony Romo say that?
That was great.
Do you think he was? like he did that on
No.
purpose?
He's back, baby. He's back.
Well, we'll talk about that another day.
Hey,
It's her birthday tomorrow.
I'm gonna say this, guys, real quick. If you look at the greatest quarterbacks of all time, they all chew their guys out. You have to chew them out.
Yep.
Because if you keep playing that, oh my God, okay, that soft quarterback, okay, everything's going good. Okay, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna be a system quarterback. It's not gonna win you much games. You have to put your foot in their necks. Aaron Rodgers does it. Peyton, Tom, Drew Brees does it. It's time. Like right now, it was time. I feel like, guys, everything I've been saying prior to this game, y'all gonna see a different Patrick Mahomes now.
Do you think he's gonna embrace? I mean, maybe this is like a LeBron thing, or like this is kind of like the first. This is like the first.
Absolutely.
This is like the first time you're really seeing Patrick as like a villain.
Yes, I love it.
The narrative out there is that look, as soon as he starts losing, he's going to lose his mind. They cry, baby, this, whatever. And again, it's an easy one to jump on. And whether it's Stephen A. Smith, whether it's anybody out there, but Stephen A. was the first one that I saw that came out. And he said, "This is embarrassing. These guys are crying." Whatever. We know why he bubbled over like that. It wasn't just because of that call. So now does he embrace being a villain and say, "Okay, we're gonna show you now.
I would love to be the villain.
Make us the damn 7 seed.
We can debate.
We'll win every road game.
We'll say
Las Vegas.
We'll save that for Wednesday.
Whether it's San Francisco, Philadelphia, the Cowboys, whoever the hell you want to throw up there. Let's go.
All right, we'll save that.
So with that said, man, before we close out, give us a shout out for the rest of for the sponsors on the show.
Man, you know what time it is, man.
It's that time again.
Shout out. Man, listen, I'm gonna go
ahead. Let's first of all give our support and our love to Dave Purdy at Supreme Lending.
Pays the bills.
He pays the bills. If you're looking to finance a house, refinance, if you got high debt, even if you got a 2, 3, 4, 5% mortgage and you got 30% credit cards, on your credit report, it might be time to get a consultation with Dave. Just hit the QR code there. Goes right to his informational page. Give Dave a call at 816-405-5831 because he is pretty good.
All right,
and our second sponsor, the Eric Haynes Group, featuring real estate advisor Eric Haynes. You can reach Eric at 816-729-3785. If you're looking to buy a house or sell a house in the Kansas City metropolitan area, even if you're a Chiefs fan outside the area, you need advice on real estate. You might be looking for a property, someone who's trying to relocate. Give Eric a call at 816-729-3785, or you can email him direct at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
Hello.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
One of the best segments besides Chiefs Who.
Some premature jocularity there.
Come on with it. We gotta give a shout out to my guy, the salsa guy, man. Always, he's consistent on the show. Give a shout out to Trahan. She's always been consistent too. Love when she comment. We gotta give a shout out to my boy Kareem, man. He said he loved the turnout last night. Guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, the space was great, guys. Going on Twitter, follow us on Twitter, Chiefs Blitz, Bowtie Sportsman, you name it. Check us out, man. You're gonna love it. It was very inspirational. Some was a little more detailed than others, I would say.
And post game.
Absolutely. Gotta love it. And shout out to John. John has become a consistent guy on the show. John, we love you too, my boy.
Tell your friends.
So again, guys, love it again, guys. Keep it coming and keep sharing the product, guys.
Tell your
friends.
And
keep it coming because you know who's coming.
That's right. Peace out, everybody. You guys have a great week. We'll be back later in the week.
Gotcha. This is funny.